Well, thank you, Dr. Haber, for the introduction and inviting me here to speak tonight. This is certainly an inspiring event, and I want to sincerely congratulate all tonight's honorees. It goes without saying, MGH and the Mass General Cancer Center have a great reputation, and it's an honor for me to be here tonight. The Boston Bruins have a long-standing relationship with Mass General, not only for our player care, but also family care. But many of our players have gone over to Mass General Hospital for Children, and they walk away from that with such great admiration to see these kids and the strength and the toughness that they're exuding, and makes them realize what an unbelievable position you're in as a professional athlete to be able to give back the way they do. It's something that when you walk into a room as an athlete and a kid's face lights up like that, even though they're going through a very difficult time, it's really a humbling experience. And we certainly encourage our players to get out into the community, support many causes, and they all lean towards helping children, which is understandable. So most of us have been touched by cancer in one way, shape, or form, and I'm no different. I got traded here in 1986, and shortly after that, both my parents were diagnosed with cancer. So here I was 3,000 miles away from my parents. I was in my early 20s. Very difficult time for me, moving to a new city, not really knowing what my career was going to turn out. And I had a great support system with the team. The management knew what was going on. And ultimately, the press knew what was happening with my parents, because the odd time I'd had to go back home and see how my mom was doing. She was diagnosed before my father, but my father was not long after. And so as an athlete, you get asked to do a lot of different charity events, and obviously I decided to spend more of my time raising money for cancer patients and families. And the hockey fan was right there in lockstep with me, and I can't thank them enough for the support that they've given me. So I started a foundation in memory of my parents, but as a family member of a cancer patient, I saw a lot of things that I would have liked to have seen a little different back then. Generally speaking, the patient handles it much better than the family member, and that was the case in our house. I have 3 siblings, and here we are, all in our early 20s with both parents diagnosed with cancer, and unfortunately, they both lost their battle with the disease. But it was a way for me to give back, but also it was very therapeutic to get involved in fundraising. And we've done a number of different projects, whether it's treatment spaces, whether it's a place for families and patients to stay while they're undergoing treatment. Because I kind of got, back in Canada, when I played with the Canucks, I got grown up with the Ronald McDonald House. The Vancouver Canucks supported the Ronald McDonald House, so I thought that was something that was a needed amenity here in New England. Unfortunately, we were able to raise enough money to do it, and then the donations keep coming in, so we kept finding other ways to help cancer patients and their families. And I truly feel blessed to be able to honor our parents in such a way where most of the people that donated obviously wouldn't have met my parents, but they too have been touched by cancer one way or another, and they too realize that there is people in need. So I thank you all for coming tonight, because as I always say, whether you give a dime or your time, it makes a difference. It's also, yeah. So the foundation is close to 30 years old. We've raised nearly $30 million, and it's with people like yourselves that are generous enough to give your time or make a donation to be able to help those less fortunate. I mean, we all can feel like we've gotten thrown a curveball from time and again, but I think there's always something good, or can be something good out of something bad. And I see it every day when I do go to some of the spaces, or I do have the opportunity to see some children and know that even if it's for a brief moment, they've had a better time in their life when they're going through something difficult. And I truly believe there's no better gift than giving. So I thank you for letting me share my story. Tonight, we're here to celebrate 100 honorees and their passion and commitment to the fight against cancer. I now have the pleasure of introducing a video featuring 4 of tonight's honorees who courageously took action and turned tragedy into hope. I love that, turned tragedy into hope. And, you know, we need more of that. And so I congratulate them, and please watch the video. Thank you.